Welcome to English Focus. In today's video, we will listen to Ashley describing the procedure and learning to get a driving license. Afterwards, we will also learn some useful vocabularies to build up your vocabularies comprehension. Now, listen to the speech carefully.
Today, I'd like to share with you my journey of learning how to drive and obtaining my driving license. It all began with the application process to apply for a learner's permit. I visited the local Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, filled out an application form, and provided the necessary documents like proof of identity and residence. After passing a written test on road signs and traffic laws, I was granted my learner's permit, which allowed me to begin my driving lessons. Mr. James, my driving instructor, was a seasoned professional with years of experience teaching new drivers. On our first meeting, he explained the structure of our lessons and what I could expect. His calm demeanor and clear instructions immediately put me at ease. Our lessons began with the basics. Mr. James introduced me to the vehicle's controls, the steering wheel, pedals, gear stick, and all the essential buttons and levers. He emphasized the importance of adjusting my seat and mirrors before starting the car. My first time behind the wheel was thrilling but nerve-wracking. We started in a quiet parking lot, practicing simple maneuvers like starting the car, stopping, and turning. As I gained confidence, we progressed to more complex tasks. Over the weeks, Mr. James taught me how to navigate different traffic situations, merging onto highways, making left and right turns at busy intersections, and parallel parking. We practiced driving in various conditions, during the day, at night, and even in the rain, to ensure I was prepared for anything. Each lesson lasted about an hour, and I typically had 2 lessons a week. It took around 3 months to complete all my lessons, giving me ample time to develop my skills and feel comfortable behind the wheel. Mr. James was patient and provided constructive feedback after each session, helping me improve steadily. Finally, the day of my driving exam arrived. The exam consisted of 2 parts, a practical driving test and a written test. The practical test was the most daunting. An examiner sat beside me, evaluating my driving skills as I navigated through a predetermined route. I remember feeling a mix of anxiety and determination. I focused on everything Mr. James had taught me. When it came to the maneuvers, I executed them as practiced, trying to remain calm and collected. After what felt like an eternity, the examiner instructed me to return to the DMV. When we parked, the examiner turned to me and said, "Congratulations, you passed." I was overjoyed. All those hours of practice had paid off. I was handed a temporary license, and a few weeks later, my official driving license arrived in the mail.
Now, let's dive into the definitions of useful vocabularies and key words which were used in the speech. Learner's permit means a permit that allows a person to start learning to drive with certain restrictions. Example, I got my learner's permit after passing a written test. Demeanor means the way a person behaves or appears. Example, Mr. James had a calm demeanor, which helped me feel relaxed. Lever means a handle or bar used to operate or control something. Example, I pulled the lever to adjust my seat in the car. Emphasize means to give special importance to something. Example, Mr. James emphasized the importance of checking mirrors before driving. Nerve-wracking means something that makes you very nervous or worried. Example, taking the driving test was a nerve-wracking experience. Maneuver means a skillful or careful movement. Example, parallel parking is a difficult maneuver for new drivers. Complex means something that has many different parts and is not simple. Example, learning to drive in traffic can be complex. Navigate means to find your way or to move through an area. Example, I had to navigate through busy streets during my driving test. Parallel parking means parking a car in line with the curb, usually between two cars. Example, parallel parking was the hardest part of the driving test for me. Typically means usually or generally. Example, I typically had 2 driving lessons each week. Ample means more than enough, plenty. Example, I had ample time to practice driving before my test. Constructive means helpful and aimed at improving something. Example, Mr. James gave me constructive feedback after each lesson. Daunting means something that makes you feel intimidated or worried. Example, the thought of driving on the highway was daunting at first. Evaluate means to judge or assess something. Example, the examiner will evaluate your driving skills during the test. Predetermined means decided in advance. Example, the driving test followed a predetermined route. Execute means to carry out or perform a task. Example, I had to execute the parking maneuver perfectly during the test. Collected means calm and in control. Example, staying collected helped me pass the driving test. Eternity means a very long time. Example, waiting for the examiner's decision felt like an eternity. We appreciate your engagement throughout this video. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, give a like, and click on notification, so you won't miss out on our new videos.